Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk to you. There's an update in the Alonzo Brooks death, his case. There's an update. Now, last year in July, I'm going to still put it up top so you can click on it if you didn't see my review from it last year. Last year in July, I did do a review about this case because there were some things that bothered me. I'm also going to say, I didn't say this in my last video, I don't think, but I'm going to say it now. All his friends are shady and all his friends get the side eye. And this is why. Because this young man went to a party. He had a ride to get there, but how unfortunate he didn't get a ride to come back. And all these stories, I'm sorry, didn't sound right to me. If you know this guy came with one of you guys, you should have been like, okay, who's going to take him home? I brought him here. We're about to leave. Who's going to take him home? You don't leave him at the party, all right? And you already know that you live in a town where there's not a lot of people of color that live there, all right? And so anything could happen. So I'm going to do a little background for you guys just to bring you up to speed, and then I'm going to jump right into the current event that happened that now they rule in this case a homicide. I already knew it was a homicide, but let's just get to the backstory, okay? On May 1st, the body of Alonzo Brooks was found in Luzerne, Kansas, about a month after he was reported missing after April 3rd of 2004. The circumstances surrounding Brooks' death are mysterious, and the FBI continues to investigate whether or not he was a victim of a hate crime, which he was. Okay, I feel in my heart he was a victim of a hate crime. Okay. Mr. Alonzo Tyree Brooks was born May 21st, 1980, to Billy Brooks Sr. and Maria Ramirez, okay, a native of Topeka, Kansas. Brooks was of African-American and Mexican descent at the time of his disappearance. He was 23 years old and working as a custodian for Countryside Maintenance in Gardner, Kansas. Okay. The disappearance. On April 3rd, Brooks traveled with 3 friends, including Justin Sprague, to a party in Luzerne, approximately 50 miles south of Gardner. While at the party, racial slurs were allegedly uttered towards Brooks, possibly igniting tension between Brooks and the other individuals. As the party continued, Brooks' friends left Luzerne without Brooks due to a perceived misunderstanding on how he would be returning home to Gardner. The next day, Brooks did not return to Gardner and was deemed to be missing. All right. Following the night of the party, the Brooks family traveled to Luzerne to search for their son and to contact the local authorities. Eventually, the Lane County Police Department turned the case over to the Kansas Bureau of Investigation after failing to locate Brooks. Both the KBI and FBI were unsuccessful in locating Brooks. Now, this is where it gets crazy. So let's go back to his friends. His friends took him there. All right, and they left him there. First of all, if you didn't know how he was going to get home, you should have been like, okay, let's grab Alonzo, let's have a talk. Who's going to take him home? One of you guys should have known you brought him there, you got to take him back home. Okay, you don't leave him at a party and then be like, okay, he'll figure it out. Because if that's your friend, you're going to find a way for your friend to get back home. Okay, and one of the guys said about he was going to the store and he turned down this road and it was like no cell phone connection and all of that. That's bogus to me. I'm sorry, I'm not falling for that. That's bogus to me. It sounds mad bogus because you knew your friend didn't have a ride to get back home. Y'all know, so to me, all 3 of you guys look shady to me. Shady. And the mother, has a right to feel how she feels, okay? Her son would never be back home. He's gone. He's gone. And when you in a town where there's a lot of white people, those things happen. You're going to get some who don't like people of color and going to say slick stuff. But if you guys are his friends, you're supposed to make sure he got back home. You picked him up from his house, take him back to his door to make sure he was okay. That's what you're supposed to do. But what gets me is he goes missing, right? He goes missing, and the police can't find him. Nobody could find him. So when the family formed their own search party, guess what? The same lake that the police and the FBI or whoever was looking in, guess they couldn't find him. Guess what? When the family formed their own search party, they found him in the water. And to be honest with you, and when they said they found him in the water, his body wasn't badly damaged. Alonzo was stored somewhere in a freezer or something. He was stored somewhere. Okay? And when people started going out, they searching for him, they took him out the freezer or whatever they had him in and put him in that lake so the family could find him. That's what I think went down. And also, if I remember correctly in the show, it said something about there was a shed out in the woods. Okay? That shed is no longer there. So there's some shady stuff that's going on with this case. And the family has every right to feel how they feel about it. It was a whole lot of shadiness going on with this case. All right? And you mean to tell me, out of everybody at that party, out of everybody in that town, no one knows nothing? Somebody knows something, but no one wants to talk. Okay? On May 1st, 2004, the Brooks family was allowed to search the property for their son. On the first day of the search effort, Brooks' body was found on the banks of Middle Creek adjacent to the house, okay, where he was last seen a month earlier. Did you hear what I said? Okay, because I read it to you and I said it to you. He was found on the first day of the search effort that they family had put together, the search, in the banks of Middle Creek, adjacent to the house where he was last seen a month earlier. Post-mortem examination indicated that Brooks did not have any broken bones, any signs of blunt force, trauma, or injury, nor any biological signs of drowning in his lungs. Consequently, the pathologist could not determine a cause of death. Numerous theories have been conjured as to how Brooks died. Witnesses record flirtation between Brooks and a white woman later on at the party, prompting theories of a hate crime motive. On July 11, 2020, the FBI reopened the cold case and issued a $100,000 reward for information related to Brooks' death. Okay. Now, Brooks' body was exhumed in July of 2020 and transported to Dover Air Force Base for an autopsy and further investigation by the Armed Forces Medical Examiner. The medical examiner concluded in their report that Brooks' death was due to homicide. Okay, so before they couldn't tell what happened to him. Now they are ruling it as a homicide, which I already knew. Everybody already knew. Okay, this, you can tell by the whole situation of this. It doesn't take Scooby-Doo mysteries to find it. We all knew that this was a homicide. His family knew it, and I knew it. Because, I mean, what else could have happened to him? Somebody didn't like him. Maybe because he was talking to that young lady. Or maybe the young lady who he was flirting with, maybe she set the whole thing up. It could be a different amount of theories. Okay? It could have been some guys who didn't like him. And it was a girl that was flirting with him. Could have got a girl to flirt with him. And it could have caused friction like it did. And then all of a sudden, he's disappeared. A lot of theories could be, floating in your mind. We don't know exactly what happened, but we're close to getting justice for this family. This family is close to getting justice because somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. And I wish they come out and talk already. Why do this to the family? Why? Oh, I tell you. I just feel so bad, for his family. But now they're getting answers because the body was exhumed. The medical examiner said the report that Brooks' death was due to homicide. Before, they didn't know what, because they didn't know what to say, how he died. But now it's ruled as homicide. So that's the new case. That's the new information that we got so far with this. Is now ruled as homicide. So if you guys want to see the episode, his episode on Unsolved Mysteries is on Netflix. It's called No Ride Home. Okay? It's called No Ride Home. That's a shame that a family have to go through all of this. Have to go through all of this. Now, my thing is this. I have a lot of questions that need to be answered. We already knew that that Alonzo Brooks' death was very suspicious. Okay? Very suspicious. He was killed. And it was no accident. It was no accident. Okay? This was no accident. So, I'm happy that the family is getting something. Okay? It's ruled a homicide. Now, we just got to figure out who did this and why. And I'm going to be searching around to see if I can find any talk or if anybody posts anything about his death, because this family needs closure and people need to do the right thing and tell what happened. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the case, but you can watch it on Unsolved Mysteries. It's the 4th episode. I think I said 4th episode. Yeah. It's called No Ride Home. And that ride home stuff, I'm sorry, but his friends are mad shady for that. Mad shady. You know he don't have a car. He doesn't have a car. You knew you was bringing him to the party, but yet y'all leave him because you thought so-and-so was taking him home. But why didn't you guys call each other or meet up at the party in a living room and say, hey, who's taking Alonzo home? Okay? Or say, Alonzo, we can't take you home. Could you call your family? Could you call your brother or your sister or your mom to come get you? And you wait there for someone to come get him. But no, it didn't happen that way. So that's why I'm very skeptical, and it is very shady on their part. And if they feel bad, they should. They should feel bad. They should feel bad because they did not do the right thing. You picked him up from his house, you take him to his house. That's what you do, and he was your friend? He was you guys' friend? Whatever. But anyway, like I said, that's all I have for today, you guys. I just want to come back and talk to you about that because I did cover it. I did give you a review about it, so I wanted to bring you up to date on the rule on what they found, and they said that it is ruled a homicide. So now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Now we just got to find out who did it and why. Who did it and why? All right, guys. Closing out, and I'll be talking to you later. Have a good one.